currently stood in Cobner Wood, and hopefully you can see a T-shape on the floor, a roughly circular or oval flattish area in here. This is one of those charcoal burning platforms. In this area of the woodland there are 5 that we've recorded, and they tell us that yes, they were making charcoal here since medieval times. We can back that up with historic documentation that says that charcoal was being produced on the Manor of Norton since the late 1300s at the very latest, probably before then, and continued into the post-medieval period. A very important fuel resource, not just for home cooking and textile industries and all that sort of stuff, but also for the iron and steel industries as well, because unlike normal wood, it burns at an extremely high temperature, so which makes it ideal for iron smelting. Archaeologically, these are not very well understood in this country, but there have been recent excavations and investigations of what these can tell us about the environment, how woodlands have evolved over time, but also how people have used the wood and what sort of charcoal or what trees they preferred for making charcoal. So normally on the downward slope there you can find the waste of charcoal production process, which involves stacking wood, setting fire to it and burying it in turf, so you reduce the airflow to it so it burns slowly and draws out all of the moisture from the wood, so you're left with charcoal. But if you look at the remains of the charcoal, you can see the growth rings, you can see if there's bark still on there, but you can also tell what species of tree it once came from. So if you've got that knowledge, you can work out how often people were coming back to one of these platforms, potentially over a 500-600 year period, to create charcoal. But it also gives you an idea of the trees that were growing here over time as well. And between the different layers of soil on a platform like this, you may be able to identify how the woodland itself has evolved. Perhaps the trees species have changed from oak and hazel to a more birch and oak woodland later on. Basically, they're a fantastic gem of environmental archaeology.